Chapter 81. You are listening at novelfull.audio. We didn't open the door. They came to the store and killed us. Sir, should we send someone? No need. Their goal is to get the deer cutting knife. Spread the word in the martial arts world that what they want is in my hands. If you want it, come and get it. I want to see if they have the guts to do it. Lian Qingbi said arrogantly, but Lian Qingbi didn't know that because of his words, half of the heroes and evil spirits in the martial arts world came to trouble him. Young Master Li, here is 10,000 taels of silver. It is all the silver that our Xinyang branch can take out. I hope you can consider our leader Xiao. Just when Li Hao was about to drive away Lu Xiaojia, who was following behind him, a group of elders from the beggar gang came to the door. Didn't you say yesterday that my eldest brother was expelled? How come he is your leader now? Li Hao said with a smile. If Li Hao was cold, the elders of the beggars sect might not feel anything, but if Li Hao smiled, when Li Hao smiled, life and death were unpredictable. Just a quarter of an hour ago, Li Hao smiled lightly, and more than 100 people died in the inn. Most of these people were highly skilled in martial arts, and each of them was not much weaker than the elders of the beggars sect, but such a group of people were all slaughtered by Li Hao. Ahem, young Master Li, we have already investigated the murder of Deputy Gang Leader Ma. This was done by our beggar gang's law enforcement elder Bai Shijing. Bai Shijing had been eyeing Deputy Gang Leader Ma's wife Kong Min for a long time. In order to monopolize Kong Min, he designed to kill the Deputy Gang Leader, and then created a fake crime scene to frame Mr. Li. He also forged a letter to make us question Gang Leader Qiao's identity. However, we have investigated all of this. Elder Bai Shijing was caught raping Deputy Gang Leader Ma's widow. In the end, he was so ashamed that he committed suicide. Elder Chuan Gong sighed. These are all family scandals of the beggar gang, and he was reluctant to bring them up, but there were too many martial artists present at the time, and he couldn't keep them quiet. Alas, it's all because of the beauty. Since you are also deceived, I won't bother with you. Yen Shun, put the silver away. Young master, I'm tired, I'm going upstairs to rest. Also, since so many people from your beggars sect have come, help the waiter and clean up this place. Li Hao waved his hand and said nonchalantly, he is no longer the penniless Taoist priest who just came down the mountain, and he really doesn't care about the 10,000 taels of silver. As for what he did when he ordered the beggars sect disciples to do, just treat it as the late payment fee they paid. Time passed slowly. Li Hao stayed in the inn all the time, too lazy to go out, eating, drinking, and sleeping every day. As for the inn, they were miserable about Li Hao, the killing god. Since Li Hao moved in and started killing, their inn has never received other guests. Li Lang, look at how my arm has recovered. Lian Xing found Li Hao, who was drinking in the lobby of the inn, and extended his arm intimately. However, Li Hao, who was sitting opposite, turned a blind eye and didn't even look at it, as if what he saw was just a piece of whiter wood. 10 days had passed since the killing spree. It was estimated that the news about Li Qiushui had reached Tong Lao. His mission had been completed, and Li Hao temporarily lost his life goal. As for Lu Xiaojia, the fast swordsman, he couldn't accept the blow of being defeated by an amateur swordsman, so he went back to the border town. He swore that he would not look for Li Hao even if he wanted to duel with Shimen Chuxue in the future. Just yesterday, Li Hao removed the cloth strips and wooden boards wrapped around Lianqing's arm, and also announced that Lianqing's left arm injury had completely recovered. When Lianqing saw her left arm that was as white as a lotus root, she was so excited that she hugged Li Hao and cried bitterly. The goddess threw herself into his arms, and Li Hao naturally would not remain calm. Kissing and touching were inevitable, but unfortunately, when Li Hao was about to take the opportunity to go further, Lianqing regained her consciousness and slapped Li Hao out of the room with a slap. As mentioned before, Lianqing has mysophobia, and it's a severe one. Although after a period of contact with Li Hao, she can accept his ambiguity, but when Li Hao's tongue was in her mouth, Lianqing's negative emotions still burst out instantly. When Li Hao got up from the lobby floor, tears flowed instantly. Damn, it hurts too much, this tiger woman is really cruel. Half of my teeth are loose, and my face is swollen like a bun. Our feud is settled, don't think I will forgive you if you let me touch your arm, no way. Li Hao, don't be angry, I really didn't mean it yesterday. Lian Xing said pitifully, there is no way. She didn't want to make this expression, but her long legs still needed Li Hao to treat them. In order to learn this cute expression, Lianxing asked Hua Xingnu to demonstrate it hundreds of times in the room, and she barely grasped the essence of it. Hundreds of times. Hua Xingnu felt that her face was numb now, and even laughing was almost like crying. Woo, it's too bullying. You guys are quarreling and making my face almost useless. Hua Xingnu was alone in the room complaining to herself. Tell me, what do you want to do? If you are too attentive, you are either a traitor or a thief. What's more, the one who is attentive is Lianxing, a representative of feminism. Hey, look, my arms have fully recovered, proving that your treatment plan is really good. Look, when are we going to treat my legs? After saying that, Lianxing's face was as red as an apple. Treating legs is different from treating arms. The arm only needs to roll up the sleeve, but the leg injury is at the root, and before Li Hao can treat it, he needs to study the other leg. After this treatment, Lianxing probably has seen and touched all the parts of her body except for her tolerance. After the leg injury is healed, Lianxing has only two ways to deal with Li Hao. One is to kill him, and the other is to marry him. Lianxing is naturally reluctant to kill him. Although this guy is a pervert, dishonest, and dirty-mouthed, he is really caring. Even when she came to Tiankue, Li Hao gave her some kind of seven-dimensional space, which is much better than brocade filled with plant ash. Lianxing was so ashamed to death just thinking about it. Incurable. Li Hao tilted his head and refused directly, I don't want to be a licking dog. Licking dogs lick dogs. In the end, I have nothing. What do you two mean by cure or no cure? What are you two doing? Just as Lianxing was shaking Li Hao's arm desperately to beg for mercy, a cold voice came over, and there was even a hint of murderous intent in the tone. Bang! Li Hao, who was originally as steady as a rock, sat down on the ground. Damn, why is Miss Yaoyue here? I was caught by her sister for flirting with her. Chapter 82. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lianxing, have you forgotten the rules of Arihua Palace? Or do you think you have the strength to challenge my authority? Yaoyue looked at Lianxing murderously. This sister is too troublesome, a typical face control. First she fell in love with Jiang Feng, and now she is throwing herself into the arms of Li Hao. Can't you be more reserved? Where is your dignity as a girl? No. Lianxing started to stutter as she got nervous. Didn't my sister go to Wugue Villa to find trouble with Lianchengbi? When did she come back? Oh no, my sister must have fallen in love with Li Lang, and she has regarded Li Lang as her own forbidden fruit. It is a serious crime for this sister-in-law to seduce her brother-in-law. No, Li Hao is not my brother-in-law yet, and my sister has no excuse to punish me. And you, am I so scary? I scared you to the ground as soon as I appeared. Yaoyue looked at Li Hao lying on the ground and sneered, this guy, who used to call her a little sister, seduce his sister behind her back. Seeing how intimate this couple's behavior is, it is estimated that only the home run is left to be completed. Scary, what's scary? Miss Yaoyue is called domineering, and domineering reveals cuteness. As for sitting on the ground, it's because the ground is cool. She drank too much and had a fever. She wanted to cool down. Li Hao smiled embarrassedly. Damn, you can still explain it like this after being caught. Domineering reveals cuteness. I think it's pitiful that no one loves her. Lianxing muttered in her heart, Yaoyue has a weird temper, moody, and murderous. In Li Hao's mouth, he turned into cuteness. It's amazing that he can say that. Okay, get up. I'm not here to cause trouble for you. Yaoyue almost laughed. With her violent temper, she couldn't even raise a trace of murderous intent against Li Hao, a guy with a frivolous smile. The main reason is that this guy interprets the phrase shameless people are invincible to the extreme. You should have said it earlier. I was scared to death. Miss Yaoyue, you have to compensate me for my mental damage. Li Hao quickly got up from the ground and patted the dust off his butt with his hand. This is what you call drinking too much and the ground is cool. Sure enough, men's mouths are deceiving ghosts, and the ancients are not deceiving me. You dare to ask for compensation? Yao Yue glared. No, no. Damn, why are you so fierce, woman? If I can't beat you now, your attitude just now would have made your butt swollen. Alas, it's all Tongzi's fault. If I had been rewarded with hundreds of years of internal strength for a random task, I would have been invincible in the world and waited for the goddess to throw herself into his arms. System, I have orange hemp and wheat skin, I don't know if it's a paddle or not. Lianxing, what's wrong with you? Yao Yue turned around and said to Lianxing. Sister, we are really innocent. I didn't want to hook up with my brother-in-law. Damn, I said what was in my heart. Hooking up with your brother-in-law, what brother-in-law? I'm talking about your hand. Yao Yu rolled her eyes at Lianxing. This guy, why is he always talking nonsense today? Oh, so that's what you're talking about. This was all done by Li Hao. I really can't tell that he's actually a miracle doctor. He cured my hand without any effort. Lianxing said excitedly. What, he cured it? Yao Yu was stunned after hearing this. How old is Li Hao this year? He's a little boy with red lips and white teeth. Even if he started learning in his mother's belly, his medical skills would not be able to reach this level. What's more, this guy is a doctor and a martial artist, and his martial arts achievements are also extraordinary. Yes, sister, look, my arm has fully recovered. Lianxing immediately stretched out her white lotus-like arm to show off, making Yao Yu seem as if she didn't have it. I saw it, don't wave it in front of me. Yao Yu said unhappily, it's just an arm, my arm is better looking than yours, what are you showing off? Sister, Li Hao's medical skills are so good, why don't you let him take a look? At this moment, Lianxing suddenly remembered something. Yao Yu wanted to refuse, but she was a little unwilling in her heart. What's the matter, Miss Yao Yu, you are injured. Where is it? Let me take a look for you. Li Hao came quickly, in high spirits. He had never heard of Yao Yu's injury. Go away, you are already a father, can't you be more stable? If this gets out, who knows how others will laugh at you. Yao Yu blushed and said something fierce to Li Hao. That expression was fierce. After saying that, Yao Yu regretted it. She and Li Hao were not familiar with each other. What if he didn't help her heal her injuries? If she said that, also, if he really helped her heal her injuries, it would be a little difficult to talk about the injured part. Sister, why are you shy? Li Lang said that you should never hide your illness, avoid doctors. Lianxing advised from the side. Yes, Miss Yao Yue, you must always believe in the professional ethics of a doctor. In the eyes of doctors, a beautiful body is just a skeleton. Li Hao straightened up and said sanctimoniously. Bah, you still have to believe in the professional ethics of doctors. Upstairs, Hua Yuanu, who had felt Yao Yu's breath and was trembling with fear, suddenly took a sip. Damn it, you actually have the nerve to talk about the professional ethics of doctors. It's because I trusted you too much that my entire body and my 2 sons became your medical expenses. My 2 children have a pity. From birth to now, they have never had a full meal here as their mother. In the first few days, Li Hao still had a conscience and left some soup for the baby to drink. However, since the wet nurse arrived, all the soup was saved. Li Hao drank this thing in a variety of ways. He disliked that his own water was too bland, so he squeezed it out and added sugar to it. You are telling the truth. You can cure the damage to the heart veins. Yao Yu asked doubtfully. She didn't believe that Li Hao had this ability. You know, this was not a disease or an injury, but a defect in her own martial arts. She also found many doctors with the title of miracle doctors, but their caliber was very consistent, that is, they had abolished their martial arts. The grass on the graves of these quacks is probably 1 meter long now. The heart vein is damaged, let me see it quickly. Li Hao was a little impatient. Heart vein, isn't it the abbreviation of chest? This is much better looking than Lian Xing's legs. No, Lian Xing's legs are also beautiful, but when doing things, there are priorities, and some less serious things can be delayed first. Look. Yao Yu stretched out her slender right hand and placed it on the table. Li Hao was confused. Where is the chest he promised? Liar, you are all liars. Zhang Wuji's mother was right, the more beautiful the woman, the more she likes to lie. Li Lang, help my sister check quickly to see if there is any hope. If there is no hope, prepare for the aftermath, and I, Lianxing, will be free. The latter sentence was what Lianxing was thinking, but she didn't dare to say it. Chapter 83. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Miss Yaoyue, your injury is a bit troublesome. After taking her pulse, Li Hao said his conclusion. Just a trouble. I thought there was no hope. Yaoyue's eyes showed a chill when she heard Li Hao's conclusion. If Li Hao said it was serious, she might still believe his lies. Unfortunately, Li Hao said it was a bit troublesome. Since it was just a bit troublesome, what did you mean by holding my hand for half an hour and not letting go? The gangster played tricks on me. How should I deal with him later? Is it a tiger bench, pepper water, or physical? Well, it's just a bit troublesome, it's not to the point of being incurable. Li Hao nodded and said. In terms of medical skills, he is still reliable. After all, the master-level skills are there. You didn't lie to me. Yaoyue was stunned, and Li Hao's expression didn't seem to be a lie. Why would I lie to you? What do you have to lie about? In the end, it's all mine, Li Hao added in his heart. If you admit that you lied to me now, I can forgive you and not hit you. If you don't admit it again, I will take it seriously. If I know that you lied to me in the future, I will be very angry. Yao Yu was very excited when she heard Li Hao's words, and her whole body began to tremble. Gudu, I am serious too. Li Hao swallowed a mouthful of saliva. What kind of woman is this? Doesn't she know to shake her head instead of her chest? The arc of your chest swing is bigger than your head now. Are you tempting me? Li Hao swallowed several mouthfuls of saliva in succession and suppressed the idea of measuring it with his own hands. After all, it was Yao Yu in front of him, not Lian Xing. If it was Lian Xing, he would still have the possibility of doing it. If it was Yao Yu, Li Hao was afraid that she would slap him to death. Okay, since you said you were serious, I will really take it seriously. I promise you, as long as you can cure me, I will give Lian Xing to you. Yao Yu said I several times, and finally made a magical turn, and actually used Lian Xing as the consultation fee. Sister. Lian Xing held Yao Yue's hand and shook it for a few times. What happened to this sister today? She actually gave herself to someone else. I refuse. Li Hao said with a serious face, they are really sisters. Lian Xing promised to give Xingnu, and Yao Yue gave her sister directly. What did you say? Lian Xing's voice became cold. Li Hao touched her all over her body and gave her her first kiss. Now that her sister agreed to give herself to him, he actually refused directly. Did he want to pull up his pants and deny it, or did he mean to take advantage of his sister? If you don't give a reasonable explanation, I'll bite you to death. Give me a reason. Yao Yue was stunned. Didn't her sister and him seem quite affectionate before? What's going on? Well, Miss Yao Yue, Lianxing is the second palace master of Yihua Palace. She is of noble status. How can she be sent around as an item? This is a blasphemy to the beautiful Lianxing Palace master. At least we should ask for her opinion. Li Hao felt bitter. I have been with Lianxing these days, and our relationship has heated up rapidly. It is only a matter of time before I can eat her up. You are using her as a consultation fee. Aren't you thinking of getting something for nothing? If I agree casually, wouldn't it be a big loss? Li Lang. Lianxing was almost moved to tears. It's so heartwarming. At this time, Li Hao still considers his dignity. Woo. Then what do you want? Yao Yue said embarrassedly, Li Hao's identity is not simple. He is the head of the Gusu Murong family. He naturally has a lot of money and treasures. It seems too casual to use these as revenge. I don't need a reward. I just want Miss Yaoyue to be healthy and happy forever. Li Hao said affectionately, I am so good to you. If I do something wrong in the future, I guess you will be embarrassed to punish me. For example, if you accidentally get hit by the enemy's Qin Hehuan powder, and then I just happen to pass by and help you, hee. Okay, in that case, I will try my best to cooperate with you in terms of treatment. After I recover from my injury, I will kill anyone who dares to target you in the martial arts world. Yao Yu said domineeringly, as expected, she is the #1 female power in the martial arts world, and she speaks with a domineering aura. Yao Yu's injury is very complicated. She has old illnesses and defects in her skills. Yao Yu's main training is Mingyu Gong. When the skills are perfected, the true energy in the body is endless, and the skills have the effect of preserving beauty and healing. However, Yao Yu's Mingyu Gong was forced to break through after being seriously injured by Wei Wuya's conspiracy. When she broke through, she injured her heart meridian, which blocked Yao Yu's way forward and could take her life at any time. This is also the reason why Yao Yu, who is a half-step grandmaster, did not directly charge into Wuk Villa. This is actually very simple. The heart meridian is blocked. Let's clear it up. It's fine. As for the old injury, as long as there is still a breath, my De Huan Dan can heal it. Li Hao said in a positive tone. Li Hao didn't believe that the genius doctor invited by Yao Yu didn't mention this method. As for whether to cure it or not, it depends on Yao Yu's own opinion. How confident are you? Yao Yu continued to ask. Without using De Huan Dan, it's only 10%, and with De Huan Dan, it's 99%. The remaining little bit is because I'm worried that my hands will shake. When can we start? Yao Yu and Lien Xing looked at each other, then nodded and said, the method and success rate mentioned by Li Hao are consistent with those of the previous genius doctors. It's just that those genius doctors don't have De Huan Dan, and can only use thousand-year-old ginseng to save their lives, so the maximum success rate is only 30%. I can do it any time. Li Hao doesn't mind finding some fun for himself since he's free anyway. Of course, this fun also depends on the person. Don't you need to prepare? Yao Yue looked at Li Hao curiously. He said he could do it any time when he had nothing. You have to take off clothes when you sleep. No, I have everything. As a doctor, I must carry things to treat illnesses and save lives with me. Li Hao took out a bag of silver needles and said on the table, look, I have prepared everything, Lianxing, things to treat illnesses and save lives, hee. Among the more than 100 people killed here last time, this thing killed half of them. It is better to do it now than to wait for a day. Yao Yue decided to treat the wound immediately. Miss Yao Yue, relax a little. How can I give you acupuncture in this state? Li Hao looked at Yao Yu, who covered her chest tightly, with a depressed look on his face, and said shamelessly, this Yao Yu doesn't keep her word. I said how to treat her cooperation, but when I asked her to take off all her clothes, she almost went crazy. After finally taking off all her clothes under the persuasion of everyone, she held her chest tightly with both hands. I'm going to give you acupuncture to clear your heart meridian. How can I operate if you cover it with your hands? System, her heart meridian is injured. Why did you ask her to take off all her clothes? Chapter 84. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Can you close your eyes? Yao Yu said in shame and anger, what kind of healing is this? She was asked to take off her clothes and not even a piece of cloth to cover her body. Miss Yao Yu, there are many acupuncture points near the heart meridian. If you accidentally insert the wrong needle, it will be life-threatening. Tell me, if I close my eyes, will you let me pierce you? Li Hao's treatment method is very simple. He directly uses the softest gold needle to pierce the blocked heart meridian, and then uses the efficacy of De Huan Dan to quickly recover the wound. After several more piercings, when Yao Yu's heart meridian returns to normal, the treatment is completely completed. However, Miss Yao Yu is really fierce. To be honest, Li Hao is now too busy with both eyes. Sister, Li Lang is right. If you insert the wrong needle, it will be very dangerous. So, you should take your hands away. Don't worry, I will stay here for you. If he dares to have any bad intentions towards you, I will deal with him directly. Lian Xing comforted beside him. Watch closely, if he dares, just slap him to death. Come on. Yao Yu made up her mind and laid both hands flat on the bed. Gulp. Li Hao swallowed a few more mouthfuls of saliva. When he covered his mouth with his hands, he could only see the outline. Now, everything was in front of him. Li Lang, why are you bleeding from your nose? Lian Xing looked up and saw 2 streams of blood flowing from Li Hao's nostrils. Hee, the weather is dry and I am getting angry. Don't pay attention to these details. Let's officially start the treatment. Li Hao was really embarrassed this time. Regarding the nosebleed, Lian Xing is a standard naive person. She may not know the meaning of it, and it's not her fault, but Yao Yu is different. She has been walking in the world, and these common sense issues must be much clearer than Lian Xing. Li Hao even saw Yao Yu's mouth twitching a few times. Wait, Li Lang, what are you doing? Lian Xing saw Li Hao's claws directly clasped up and grasped the outer periphery of the heart vein. Lian Xing, please don't be so startled. If you scare me, my hands will tremble and it will be all over. This is a delicate job to clear the heart meridians. You can't make mistakes. Li Hao said with a wry smile. Although the scenery is beautiful, he really didn't do it on purpose this time, but it was necessary for acupuncture. Well, then you should be careful. Lian Xing blushed. Who told you that you have a criminal record? I do the same here. I'm starting. Li Hao said to Yao Yue, and then picked up a thin and long gold needle from the table. This kind of gold needle is very rare. It is a tool specially used by medical warriors to treat damaged tendons and veins. It is not available in ordinary places, but Li Hao has a special status and can get as many as he wants. The gold needle is very soft, but after the internal force is used, the gold needle instantly becomes like a steel needle. This internal force is not the internal force cultivated by ordinary warriors, but the small wuxian gong imitates the matching mental method of the ghost gate needle, which is specially used to control gold needles and silver needles. Yao Yue is a half-step master, and her skin is more flexible than ordinary leather armor, and ordinary swords can't cut into it. But under Li Hao's golden needle, it is as fresh and tender as tofu. Yao Yue's feeling is not very obvious. In addition to feeling that her chest is held by Li Hao, there is only a feeling that her body is slowly becoming relaxed. 2 hours later, Li Hao slowly pulled the golden needle out of Yao Yue's chest, and then sat down on the ground. As for Lian Xing, her eyelids had been fighting for a long time, and she went back to her room to rest. Damn, too tired. This kind of tiredness is different from the tiredness of Ning Zhongzi and the others who fought for several hours. That is physical tiredness, this is mental tiredness, the kind of exhausted. Are you okay? Yao Yue sat up and took a gauze skirt to put on her body. Anyway, everything that is good and not good has been seen by this kid, so it doesn't matter if he sees it again. It's okay, just mentally tired. Li Hao took a deep breath and replied. How could he not be tired? On the one hand, he had to carefully heal Yao Yu's wounds, fearing that a slight mistake would cause her death, and on the other hand, he had to suppress Xiao Haozi's peasant uprising. During these 2 hours, he felt like he was living in dire straits, with 2 worlds of ice and fire. How do you feel now? Li Hao looked up at Yao Yu's flawless face and asked. I feel much more relaxed, really relaxed. I haven't felt this way for a long time. Yao Yu closed her eyes and circulated the Mingyue Gong. She found that the internal force of the Mingyu Gong in her body was running much faster than before, and the feeling of being unsmooth was almost gone. It's good if it gets better. After a while, treat it a few more times to consolidate it, and I think you will be back to normal. If we use the Yellow Emperor's classic of internal medicine, I think you will be able to recover today. But the following sentence Li Hao didn't dare to say it yet. You are so tired, don't lie on the ground is cold, don't catch a cold, lie down and rest for a while. Yao Yu said with a red face, after all, Li Hao can be regarded as her savior. Seeing his pale face, it is obvious that he has consumed a lot of energy. How can she let him lie on the ground to rest? Besides, if he goes back like this, it will only make his concubine anxious. In Yao Yu's heart, Hua Yuenu, the wife of Li Hao, has automatically been reduced to a concubine. Can I come up? Li Hao looked at Yao Yu's big bed and felt a little moved. The bed is so big that it is enough for 2 people to lie down. Why are you dawdling? Come up and rest immediately. Yao Yu's face changed, and the breath of the queen came to her face. I know. Li Hao climbed in immediately. Damn, what kind of world is this? I never thought that I would be threatened one day. I just hope that Miss Yaoyue can pity me because I just saved her life. Hai Yan, let the storm come more violently. Don't think about it, have a good rest and go to sleep. Yaoyue gave an order, closed her eyes, and lay down directly with her clothes on. After practicing internal skills to the level of Li Hao and others, they have long been invulnerable to cold and heat. This little late autumn chill will naturally have no effect on him, and soon they fell asleep. Sister, how are you? In the early morning, the first thing Li Yanqing did when she got up was to run over to see how her sister was healing. Who is it? Do you still have a sense of merit? You are making a fuss so early in the morning. Can you let me sleep? Li Hao felt a headache. He was woken up just after he went to bed. Also, why did he hurt all over his body, as if he had been beaten severely and his bones were about to fall apart? Congratulations to the host for successfully breaking through the innate realm and becoming a martial arts master. The system will be upgraded in 10 minutes, which is expected to take 2 hours. The system functions will remain unchanged during the upgrade. As Li Hao woke up, the system prompt sound rang in his mind. Chapter 85. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Brother Tongzi, why are you so generous today? You actually upgraded me on your own initiative. Li Hao rubbed his forehead and rolled his eyes at Lian Xing. In his heart, he began to despise the stingy system. Please check the system information by yourself. This system is busy all day long and has no time to complain with you. The system sent Li Hao away without mercy. Ah Tui, you only know how to sleep all day long. I haven't seen you come out for more than half a month. Now you say you are busy all day long. Are you looking down on my IQ or insulting the dog? Although he was angry, Li Hao still checked the system history messages honestly. Damn, when Li Hao saw the content of the message clearly, he became stupid. What the hell is going on? When did I needle Yao Yu? Why don't I know such an important thing? Could it be last night? Why don't I have any impression of such a wonderful thing? Also, my bones feel like they are falling apart, and my muscles are still sore all over. Could it be that Yao Yu bitch beat me up? The system reward is good, 30 years of internal strength, villain value, 3,000. The martial arts are the secret of Yihua Palace, Yihua Jiemu and the external family horizontal training Kung Fu, Jin's Hongzhou, Grandmaster. Leopard Tai Yijing pills * 999, and the prescription for the antidote. Brother Tongzi, what happened last night? Li Hao asked humbly. There is no way, people have to bow their heads under the eaves. As Tongzi who shares honor and disgrace with him, he should be the only thing that knows the truth. System, you are a thing, your whole family is a thing, I am not a thing. I don't know. When I got the news, I happened to see that woman dressed and ready to leave. You don't know, it was very dangerous at that time. That woman was ready to slap you to death, but in the end she put down the slap and punched and kicked you. The system still has lingering fears when it comes to talking about it. I have just been in this colorful world for a few days. If the host dies, I will be so frustrated. According to the system master God setting, the systems ranked after 100 will automatically crash after the host dies. My system ranked 9527 will probably crash without leaving any residue. No wonder my muscles and bones are so sore. It turns out that Yao Yu beat me. Why did she beat me? Did I dream again last night? Li Hao was a little confused. The first time he dreamed of pushing Xiao Long Nu, the second time he dreamed of pushing Yao Yu. These two are both top goddesses, but he was so confused. I am really like Zhu Beiji eating ginseng fruit, wasting resources. Li Lang, why are you in a daze? And why are you sleeping in your sister's bed? Where is your sister? Lian Xing asked curiously. Yao Yu was here last night, but she disappeared this morning without even saying goodbye to me. Could it be? Li Hao, tell me the truth. Where is my sister's body? Hand it over. Lian Xing grabbed Li Hao's collar and said, it must be. The treatment must have failed last night. My sister is gone. If she is gone, but the body must be brought back. It must not be desecrated by anyone. What body? If Miss Yao Yu died, would I still be here? I have to run away early. Li Hao glared at Lian Xing. I didn't know that this girl had a big imagination. That's right, but my sister didn't even say where she went. And why is there such a big hole in the bed sheet? Lian Xing pointed at the bed sheet and said. How should I know? I just woke up. There is no need to think about it. Miss Yao, you must be destroying the evidence. Humph, you want to destroy the evidence? No way. You took my virginity, I will let you compensate me for the rest of your life. Li Hao clenched his fist fiercely, as if he was holding Yao Yu in it. The evildoers of the demon cult should be killed by everyone. Jirua, you kill all these evildoers for me. In the wilderness, an old nun said to a girl with bright eyes and white teeth. Master, they have lost the ability to continue to do evil. The girl named Jirua said. Junior sister, you should do whatever the master tells you to do. Why are you talking back? A disciple who looked a little sarcastic behind the old nun said. Senior sister Minjun, their right hands have been disabled, there is no need to continue. Zhou Jirua, you dare to disobey the master's order. If you don't kill these evildoers of the demon cult, I will kill them. After saying that, the girl named Senior Sister Minjun directly drew her sword and stabbed the man in black on the ground. Burn my body, the raging fire, what joy is there in life, what pain is there in death, do good and eliminate evil, only for the sake of light, joy and sorrow, all return to dust, pity me, the world, there are so many worries. Old Nun Miju, if you want to kill me, just kill me. We are all upright men in the Ming cult. We can't stand your women's behavior. Haha. Seeing Sister Minjun slashing a black-clothed strong man with a sword, the remaining black-clothed men on the ground were not afraid, but recited scriptures. After reciting, the leading man also made fun of the old nun. Little flag leader, you are wrong about this sentence. They are all women, so of course they are all women. Didn't you see that the little woman could only kill one of our brothers with one sword? Said another fat strong man next to the leading man. But now his face is full of ferociousness and pain. Zhu Chongba, you are brave, but it's a pity that you were born at the wrong time. Otherwise, I will definitely recommend you to the flag leader. The leading man spat out a mouthful of blood and said, among this group of people, he is the strongest and of course the one that the old nun takes special care of because his right hand has been cut off. Hey, this fat guy is called Zhu Chongba, boss, is he the person you are looking for? Just as a group of people were scrambling to tease the old nun, there were actually a few people sitting on the hill not far from them watching the fun. Yes, just watching the fun. Because there was a table in front of them, and the table was full of melon seeds, peanuts and so on. Yen Shun, I said, what are you in a hurry for? Can't you just watch the show honestly? Young master, I haven't finished eating the melon seeds in my hand, and you messed it up for me. Li Hao said angrily. He had traveled for more than half a month just to come to Guangmingding to watch the fun, but Yen Shun disturbed him just after he set the table. It turned out that Yao Yue was in a hurry to leave because Yingnu brought the news that Yan Nantian had attacked Yihua Palace, so she had to give up dealing with Li Hao and immediately return to Yihua Palace to deal with Yan Nantian. As for Lianqing, when she heard that her sister was going to duel with Yan Nantian, she immediately threw Xingnu to him to help him put out the fire, and ran back to help Yao Yue. Chapter 86. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Li Hao didn't want to separate from Lian Xing, after all, she still had a lot of rewards on her head. But he just pushed her sister away, and then turned around and set his sights on his sister. This was really unreasonable. Besides, he didn't know what Yao Yu's attitude was now, so it was better to run away. Distance creates beauty. It's better for everyone to separate for a while to calm down, so as not to meet again and have swords and swords, which would affect everyone's emotions and even cause death. So, he took Hua Xingnu, his loyal lackey Yan Shun, and Yan Shun's little sweetheart Qiu'er to Guangmingding to watch the fun. The night before leaving Xinyang Prefecture, Li Hao came to the house of Ma Dayuan, the deputy leader of the beggar gang, and personally sent the poisonous woman Kong Min on the road. This woman is not a good person, and her mind is still full of revenge. This can be regarded as helping her get rid of it. As for Hua Yuanu, Wu Kei, and Xiao Yu, the two little brats are still young, and running a long way may cause accidents. Li Hao waved his hand and settled them all in a big house in Xinyang Prefecture, with wet nurses and dozens of maids to take care of them. Of course, dozens of Murong family experts were arranged outside the house to watch over it. Li Hao didn't want to have Qingqing grassland on his head. The ancient times were good, and the outer house could be raised so confidently. As for the reward of Hua Yuanu, he naturally got it. However, as his cultivation became higher and higher, the reward became less and less. In addition to obtaining the villain value, 1000, the secret skill, life and death talisman, only the music was mastered. It is estimated that the system is also thinking about helping him to build a force, otherwise there would not be 2 consecutive leopard fetus aging pills plus life and death talismans. But Li Hao doesn't care about what the system thinks. When life is successful, you must enjoy it to the fullest, and go wherever it is lively. Nowadays, the 3 most popular check-in places in the world: 1. Guangmingding besieged by the 6 major sects. 2. Lian Qingbi meets the heroes of the world in Wuk Villa. 3. Yan Nantian fights Yue and Lianqing in Yihua Palace. Among them, 2.3 check-in places are related to him, so Li Hao naturally won't go there. So he can only go to Guangmingding. This Guangmingding is outside the pass, and the surrounding area is extremely desolate. After rushing for more than half a month, his mouth is full of nonsense. It's not easy to catch up with a good show, but it was disrupted by Yan Shun. Do you think Li Hao is angry? Boy, what sect are you from? Don't you have any elders around you? The old nun Miju said loudly. What does this boy mean? Mayame sect is charging in the front and killing the demons, and you are watching the show with a beautiful woman in your arms behind. Watching the show is fine, but you still have to say it. Your behavior makes me, the head of the Ma sect, feel embarrassed. I guess this is the famous golden leftover woman Miju, the master. I have heard of you for a long time. Li Hao clasped his fists. For this old leftover woman, Li Hao was convinced. Not only did she live alone for decades without finding a man, she also forbade her apprentice to find a man. As a result, she became more and more weird as she got older, and finally died in a very miserable way. What golden leftover woman? It's really nonsense. What family are you from? Where are the elders in your family? Nun Miju didn't know what leftover woman meant, but she looked at Li Hao's expression and knew that these words combined definitely didn't mean anything good about her. No yin can grow alone, no yang can grow alone, and everything can grow when yin and yang are in harmony. This is the way of heaven. Nun, I see that your skin is dry and dull, your tongue is white, your voice is hoarse, your hair is dry and split, and your urine. I can't see this. In short, you have a typical severe lack of men. This is a disease and needs to be treated. Li Hao said with a lot of nonsense. Well, what the young master said is very true, I think so too. The lackey Yan Shun immediately agreed. This young man is very true, and we brothers have seen it a long time ago. But this woman is so fierce, who dares to marry her? Ha! Said the small flag headed by the Mingjiao members. Ha! This is not difficult. As long as she doesn't hide her illness and avoids medical treatment, there is still a possibility of rescue. Li Hao looked back at Yan Shun and said. Young master, old Yan is really not good enough. I have a little effort to take care of Xiao Qiuer, not to mention that this teacher has reached the age of knowing her destiny. Yan Shun was frightened when he saw Li Hao looking back at him, although old Yan, don't avoid eating, it depends on what kind of meat it is. The spoiled old bacon will cause diarrhea if you eat it, and it may even kill people. Alas, I wanted to tell you that you have to eat meat, and you can't be picky about radishes and cabbages, and you have to have a balanced nutrition. What did you think of? Besides, although the teacher has reached the age of knowing her destiny, it doesn't matter. You blow it at night and think of her as Xiao Qiuer, isn't it the same? Besides, she has so many beautiful disciples and grandchildren. Clang, a series of crisp sounds rang out, and hundreds of disciples of the Ma sect all drew their swords and pointed in the direction of Li Hao. Shameless little thief, tell me your name. I won't kill nameless people with my sword. Ding Minjun, who had stabbed a member of the Ming cult to death with a sword, shouted. It's you, Yan Shun, take him down for me. Li Hao said without turning his head. Li Hao didn't care about others scolding him, but he cared about others scolding him. Such people were too uncultured and must be dealt with. Yes, sir. Yan Shun felt Li Hao's anger and naturally had the intention to kill Ding Minjun. The aura of the master on his body burst out, and he flew directly into the air, and slashed towards Ding Minjun's head with a move of splitting Huashan. Yan Shun's move was fast, cruel, accurate, poisonous, and decisive. He didn't leave any spare strength for himself, and he wanted to kill Ding Minjun with a knife. Minjun, be careful, get out of the way. Master Miju was shocked, and the scabbard of the Yijian sword directly blocked the blade of Yan Shun. Gotcha. A sound sounded, and Yan Shun's sword broke out a big gap in response. Nun Miju was too careless and misjudged the strength of Li Hao and others. She was hastily knocked away by the huge force of Yan Shun's sword. Although Nun Miju was not injured, she lost face, and Ding Minjun had been captured by Yan Shun. Well, not bad. Although you have just broken through to the Grandmaster level, your cultivation is still stable. Li Hao looked at Yan Shun and nodded. It's all because of the good cultivation of the young master. How could it not be stable? Since I took 2 Dahuan Dan and used the power of the medicine to break through to the Grandmaster level, the young master thought of ways to beat me up every day because my foundation was not solid. In just over half a month, I have made such progress. You can imagine how Li Hao beats people. Your name is Ding Minjun, and you just scolded me. Li Hao said as he looked at Ding Minjun, who was thrown on the ground in front of him by Yan Shun. So what, you shameless little thief, you only know how to attack by surprise. If you have the guts, you can fight my master alone. Ding Minjun was so scared that she was shaking, but she was still very strong. Very good, you have backbone, I like it. I like this kind of girl who has backbone and is beautiful the most. Li Hao laughed and clapped his hands. Damn, I wanted to watch the fun, but I accidentally became the protagonist. Chapter 87. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Li Hao remembered that when he was a child watching TV series, he was furious when he saw Ding Minjun appear, because he bullied his goddess Zhou, but when he watched it again when he was older, he felt that Ding Minjun was very pitiful. Obviously, she was as beautiful as a flower and a senior sister, but she happened to meet Zhou, who had the aura of a protagonist, so that her end was even more tragic than Song Qingshu, who became the loser with a trump card. In order to prevent this tragedy from repeating, Li Hao decided to help her and snatch Zhou away. You, what do you want? Ding Minjun was frightened by Li Hao's appearance. It was too cruel, woo. Such a beautiful girl, how should I deal with it? Yan Shun, dig a hole 1 person deep, and catch some snakes, insects, rats and ants, alive. Li Hao ordered. Oh, remember making a pair of shackles, the kind used by the government to shackle prisoners. What do you want, woo. Shameless villain, let my senior sister Ding go. Although Zhou has a weak personality, she is very sentimental. When Ding Minjun was arrested, she was more anxious than anyone else. Don't worry, Zhou, I will definitely help you get rid of Ding Minjun, so that you can become the senior sister of Ame. When the time comes, we will find a way to kill the old nun, and the position of the head of Ame will belong to you. Li Hao looked at Zhou Zhirua and said affectionately. As soon as Li Hao's words came out, not to mention the disciples of Ame, even Yan Shun and Hua Xingnu were scared. When did their son have an affair with the disciples of Ame? Master, I don't know this thief. Zhou Zhirua was shocked when she heard Li Hao's words, and she turned back to explain to her master. The Ame disciples who were originally gathered together inadvertently distanced themselves from Zhou Zhirua. Little Flag Master, is this person from our sect? How come I have never seen him before? The sect member named Chongba asked in a low voice. It shouldn't be. I have never seen this young man and the master next to him in the sect. The flag master of the small flag said in an affirmative tone. Their 5 elements flag guards the main altar of Guangmingding all year round. The masters of the sect, the left and right envoys of Guangming, the 4 Dharma kings who protect the sect, the 5 scattered people, and the masters of the 5 elements flag basically know each other. He can be sure that he has never seen these 2. It's just that this young man's style of doing things is similar to ours. Chongba said puzzledly. It's not similar to ours, it's much more cruel than us. Why didn't we think of such torture before? It's much more useful than torture. The young flag master sighed. He was a wise man. As soon as he heard what Li Hao said, he knew what he had prepared. Sir, let Minjun go. I can pretend that what happened today never happened. Otherwise, the Iqian sword in Miju's hand is not vegetarian. Miju said with a sullen face. Since she came out of retreat, she has killed at least 99 of the Mingjiao monsters along the way. This is the first time she has been defeated. You can pretend that it never happened, but I can't. Li Hao shook his head and said. What do you want? Miju said with a sullen face. Look, this knife is the relic of my servant's ancestor, a family heirloom, but you damaged it with the Iqian sword. Tell me, how to solve this problem. Li Hao took the broken Pudeo in Yan Shun's hand and said. Yes, you have to pay for it. Yan Shun also shouted immediately. However, Yan Shun was stunned as soon as he finished shouting. This knife was made by his father, who found Zhang the blacksmith at the entrance of the village when he went out to venture into the world. He spent 5 taels of silver to make it. When did it become a family heirloom left by his ancestors? As for why he has been using it until now, one is because of his thoughts about his father, and the other is that although Zhang the blacksmith's skills are not very good, he uses enough materials and it is more convenient for him to use, so he has never changed it. You. Master, senior sister Jingshuan's team encountered the main force of the Mingjiao 5 elements flag and the Ruijin flag in the canyon. The situation is very dangerous. Please support me, master. Just at this moment, a nun in plain cloth ran over. Hime is divided into monastics and lay people. The monastics are nuns who shave their heads and practice. The lay people are Zhou Zhirua and Ding Minjun, who are dressed in fancy clothes, like rich ladies. What, are there any masters from other sects nearby, please? Pa. Nun Miju hadn't finished her words when the sound of cloud-piercing arrows rang out in the sky. One cloud-piercing arrow, thousands of troops come to meet. In ancient times, there was no instant communication, and fireworks were the best tool for delivering messages. Master, that is the request for help from Kong Tong, Huashan, and Kunlun. They have all encountered the main force of the Ming cult. A disciple behind Nun Miju looked at the cloud-piercing arrow carefully and stepped forward to report. Waste, where did the Ming cult get so many main forces? Let's go to support Jingxian. Nun Miju said, then turned around and said. Master, what should we do with the eldest sister? Zhou Zhirua asked. Is Minjun more important, or Jingxian and the hundreds of Ame disciples she leads more important? Miju had no choice. The main force of Ame was attacked, and she had to go to support it. Jingxian knew her skills and abilities. If it was not an emergency, she would not ask for help from her. Once she asked for help, the the hundreds of Ame disciples would definitely be in danger. Hey! Master Miju, we haven't agreed on the price yet, why are you leaving? You don't want this beautiful Minjun sister anymore. Seeing Master Miju turning around and leaving, Li Hao immediately became anxious. If you want to leave, just leave. Why take Zhou Jiruo with you? If she joins the 6 major sects, how can I snatch her away? Boy, remember, Minjun will stay with you for the time being. I will come to settle accounts with you after the matter of Mingjiao is resolved. If Minjun loses a hair, I will cut you into pieces with the Yiqian sword. Nun Miju left without looking back. Damn, this is too decisive. He doesn't even want his own eldest disciple. He is really inhumane. Sir, how should we deal with this? Should we throw it into the hole and bury it? Yan Shun was an honest man. Li Hao asked him to dig a hole, and he really dug a hole more than 1 meter deep. Forget it, I have to keep her to ask Nun Miju for compensation later. Xingnu, you keep an eye on her. If she dares to run away, just chop her up. Li Hao said angrily. I know, otherwise, let her sleep with me at night. Xingnu said with blinking eyes. Chapter 88. You are listening at novelfull.audio. She can sleep with you. Miju doesn't want her anyway, so don't waste her. Li Hao said while touching his chin. If Zhou Jiruo can't be caught, then just collect some interest first. After all, a mosquito leg is still meat. Evil thief, let me go. If you dare to bully me, my master won't let you go. Ding Minjun screamed when she heard that she was going to sleep with her. She is still a virgin, how can she do such a thing? If this gets out, how can she live in the future? Don't dream, with Miju's personality, she can kill her most beloved disciple. What are you, Ding Minjun? Li Hao said casually. Impossible, the master is very kind to us disciples, it's impossible for him to kill people. Ding Minjun is actually a good person. She was abandoned by Master Miju and still defended her. I'm too lazy to explain to you, will you sleep with me tonight? Li Hao asked. He is a good man. For this kind of thing, he has always adhered to the principle of not taking the initiative, not taking responsibility, and not refusing. Generally, girls take the initiative and volunteer. The other situation has not happened yet. Dream, evil thief, I will not yield to you. Ding Minjun shouted loudly. A relationship between a man and a woman without feelings is just hooliganism. Yan Shun, throw her into the cave, remember to put shackles on her, and then seal the entrance of the cave, leaving only the head and 2 palms on the ground. Li Hao ordered. Anyway, Yan Shun has prepared the things, so it's useless to use them. You can't do this, woo woo. Ding Minjun was immediately frightened and cried when she heard Li Hao's method. There are many snakes, insects, rats and ants in the cave. If I bury myself in it below my head, those terrible insects will definitely bite my whole body. And my hands are locked with shackles, and I can't even scratch. This is simply worse than death. You want to die? Death is not a relief in front of this young master. If you die, I will strip you naked and hang you on the top of Guangming Peak, so that the masters of the 6 major sects and the heroes from all over the world who come to help can see the delicate body of Ame disciples. Li Hao said with a smile. Just now, Ding Minjun was about to bite her tongue to commit suicide. After Li Hao stopped her, he said a word and let her go, letting her make her own decision. You devil! Ding Minjun couldn't even cry now. The method this man came up with was simply unsolvable. She was neither alive nor dead. This girl, I think you should just follow my young master. My young master is of noble status. As long as you are honest, he will definitely treat you well in the future. Hua Xingnu advised from the side, the young master is good at everything, but he doesn't know how to pity people. Nod if you figure it out. If you don't figure it out, take off your clothes and jump into the pit. Li Hao would not waste time here for Ding Minjun. There were red dots constantly appearing on the system radar. In the end, Ding Minjun still couldn't stand the pressure and nodded. It would be too unfair for her to die like this when she was young and beautiful. Seeing that this evil thief was a womanizer, she could use this to find an opportunity to kill him. Yes, a man of insight is a hero. Take this. Li Hao didn't believe that people would stay voluntarily, so he had to use the necessary means. This is called leopard embryo aging pills. It's not a poison, because you won't die when the drug takes effect, but you will be worse off than dead. When the drug takes effect on girls, their hair will fall out, their long legs will become short and thick, their breasts will shrink, and their chests will be covered with black hair. I don't know what it will look like in the end, I can only give a rough idea. Of course, if you want to know, you can try it. If you don't want to know, just stay by my side obediently. 1 antidote a month, I guarantee you will live a long life. Li Hao's words scared the Mingjiao believers who came to thank him. This young man looks sunny and handsome, how can he act so viciously, even more evil than the devil's sect? Tell me, who are you and why did you fall into the hands of Miju? Li Hao said to the big man in front of him. These people must have been frightened by him when he just scared Ding Minjun, and they didn't dare to look him in the eye. This young man, I am the leader of the small flag of the thick earth flag under the 5 elements flag of the Ming cult. I was originally setting a trap outside the bright summit to block the siege of the 6 major sections. As a result, before the trap was completed, I encountered Master Miju rushing over with people. The man with a broken arm among the Ming cult members said. Li Hao glanced at him and admired his endurance in his heart. His arm was cut off, and the sword energy emitted by the heavenly sword in his body kept running wildly, but he could still hold back and not scream. Eat this, it can save your life, but don't think about your arm. Li Hao threw him a small huandan. As for the sword energy in their bodies, Li Hao is not a good guy. Naturally, he would not do such a thankless task. Thank you for the medicine. The man with the broken arm could be regarded as a middle-level leader of the Mingjiao. Naturally, he saw the preciousness of the Xiao Huandan and hurriedly thanked him. You are lucky, little flag. You have met a rich master. Take the things and report to your flag master at the headquarters. Just as Li Hao was about to get up and leave, a heroic voice rang out. Then, a monk with a belly like a pregnant woman and a sack on his shoulder floated over like a ghost. Damn, his body was as fat as Maitreya Buddha, but his speed was slightly better than that of Tian Buguang. Little flag of the holy religion, thick earth flag, Zhang Dia greets the 5 scattered people. The man with the broken arm knelt on one knee when he saw the person coming. The Mingjiao members call themselves the holy religion. The hierarchy of the members in the religion is strict. If he fails to do his job well, the person who comes has the right to kill him directly. You are not good at your job. According to the rules of the sect, you should be executed. But now is the time to use people. I will spare your life and make up for your crime with meritorious service. Yes, I will go back to the main hall to accept punishment immediately. The man with the broken arm did not say much, and immediately took his dozen subordinates away. Who are you? You look quite important. Li Hao looked at the appearance and dress of the visitor and had a guess in his mind. It's hard to say, it's hard to say. You are not from my holy church, so these things are naturally hard to say. The visitor said with a laugh. Since it's hard to say, let me tell you. A few nights ago, I went to the Wudang camp and found a big conspiracy. Li Hao looked around and said in a low voice. Speak, sir. The fat monk immediately became serious when he heard that Wudang had a conspiracy. Now the 6 major sects are besieging Guangmingding. The conspiracy of Wudang is naturally aimed at the main hall of the Mingjiao. This conspiracy is related to Yin Tianzheng, the white-browed eagle king, one of the 4 Dharma kings of your sect. Chapter 89. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yin Tianzheng, the traitor. When talking about the white-browed eagle king, the fat monk was angry, and finally looked lonely. Who can be blamed for Yin Tianzheng's betrayal? The only one to blame is the leader Yang Dingtian. You disappeared for decades without a word, and you broke the Ming cult, which was at its peak, into pieces. It's really screwed. Let's not talk about the white-browed Eagle King's betrayal for now. When he saw the Ming cult being besieged, he personally led the people of the Sky Eagle cult to support it. You still call him a traitor? How chilling. Li Hao tsk several times. Young master is right. I don't know what the secret you are talking about is. The fat monk knew that what Li Hao said was right. Nowadays, the life of every disciple of the Ming cult is very important, otherwise, the little flag Zhang Dia would have been killed by him with a palm. This is what happened. Doesn't the white-browed Eagle King have a daughter named Yin Susu? And Li Hao looked around and lowered his voice to tell the fat monk the whole story. What the young master said is true. After Li Hao finished speaking, the fat monk's face turned pale. If this guy hadn't lied to him, this matter would have been a big deal. It's absolutely true, and I'm honest. My reputation in the world is still guaranteed. Li Hao patted his chest, looking like an honest young man. I don't know your name, young master. If this is true, I will reward you handsomely in the future when I help you get through this difficult time. The fat monk clasped his fists and said. Okay, I'm the passionate swordsman Li Hao, also known as the Sun Tian Jusher. Li Hao said proudly. Think about me, Li Hao, who has earned such a reputation in just a few months. You are the first jerk in the world, Li Hao. The fat monk was immediately excited when he heard the two words Li Hao. This is an idol-level figure. Not everyone can be the best in the world. Alas, it's just everyone's flattery, just a little bit of praise. Wait, what is the best swordsman in the world? That bastard made it up. Li Hao was dumbfounded. Bai Xiaoxing's weapon list ranked me more than 100 swordsmen. Lu Xiaojia came all the way from outside the pass to duel with me. The best swordsman in the world must be found by Yan Shisan. Sir, it's not the best swordsman in the world, it's the best cheap guy in the world. Hua Xingnu seemed to hear the meaning of the fat monk's tone. What swordsman or not, who ranked it? Li Hao said angrily. He was looking for trouble for himself. I've heard about this. It seems that Shengwan Haitang, the owner of the #1 manor in the world, Hulong Mountain Manor, ranked it. She said that if you compare cheapness in the world, you admit to being second, and no one dares to be first. Hua Xingnu thought for a while and said, at Tongfu Inn, Li Hao dueled with Lu Xiaojia in public, and after the news spread, he gained the reputation of being the world's #1 jerk. When Yingnu brought the news, Palace Master Lianqing was originally going to tell Li Hao, but Palace Master Yaoyue came over, and then he forgot about it. This stinky woman, she is slandering me. This young master has a good character. Even if I can't get the world's #1 young master, I can get the world's #1 young master. Where did this #1 jerk come from? Li Hao stood up for himself. I have such a good character, why didn't anyone notice it? Young master is worthy of being the dragon and phoenix among people in my way. I admire you. I am one of the 5 scattered people of the holy religion. I, the monk Bude, will not remember your kindness today, and I will repay you in the future. Shuobu did not continue to talk with Li Hao and the others, but used his light skills to fly to the headquarters of the Ming cult on Guangmingding. Hey, how come this monk doesn't doubt whether what I said is true or not? Li Hao was a little surprised. He just said such a big thing casually, and there was no evidence. It's hard to believe it directly. This should be related to the reputation of the young master as the world's #1 bitch. After all, you think you will be more enthusiastic than anyone else to make the righteous unhappy. Hua Xingnu thought for a while and said, Dare to make up the young master, Xingnu, I tell you, you are miserable. Li Hao sneered in his heart. Hua Xingnu, who was laughing happily, suddenly shuddered and always felt that something good would happen. Young master, what should we do now? Should we continue to move forward or? Yan Shun asked in a low voice. Why go forward? We are here to watch the fun. If we go forward, we will have a direct confrontation with Nun Miju. Use your brains. Let's retreat back to the town at the foot of the mountain. The 5 elements flags of the Ming cult have all returned, and reinforcements are still coming. This fight will not be so easy to end. It will probably take a long time. Li Hao thought about it and decided to go back to the town at the foot of the mountain to rest. When Li Hao and his friends slowly arrived at the town at the foot of the mountain where the Ming cult's headquarters was located, the moon was already above the treetops. Without being polite, they directly put after the guests were invited to the firewood room. Li Hao ate something and fell asleep. After such a long journey, he was exhausted. As for Xingnu, she was using the Bosi snake gall to train Ding Minjun. The method used by Xingnu had been used by Li Hao on her before. It was said that this method was simple but very practical. It was once the secret of the Madam of Yichenlu in the leisure industry: hang a fresh snake gall with a rope and let the young girls lick it. There is a disgusting fishy smell on the snake gall. When the girls are completely used to this smell, those who understand will understand. Ding Minjun was very resistant to this training method at first, but after taking the Bosi snake gall after the training, she completely fell in love with it. A snake gall is equivalent to several years of hard training. What's the point of licking it? Why not? Gorgeous dividing line. Bang bang bang. Xinyang Mansion. Outside the gate of the Newly Mansion, a woman in a white palace gauze skirt holding a sword was knocking fiercely on the door. Who is it? You are knocking on the door in the middle of the night. Do you know whose house this is? You don't want to live anymore. The doorman of the Li Mansion cursed and opened the door. Really? Look who doesn't want to live anymore. Speak clearly. As soon as the doorman opened the door, a cold voice came into his ears. Yao, Yao, Madam Yaoyue, no, Palace Master Yaoyue, why are you here? Come in, come in. The doorman saw the appearance of the person clearly and was immediately frightened, and his mouth corners were not neat. Why, do you know me? Yaoyue asked in confusion. Well, when my son went out, he hung your portrait all over the Li Mansion, so the villains in the Li Mansion know you. The doorman said cautiously. Xinyang Mansion. Li Mansion is Li Hao's outer house. In simple terms, it is a house for raising lovers. Most of the servants in the Li Mansion were servants that Li Hao transferred from the Murong family's assets. They naturally knew what kind of person their young master was. If someone now said that Yao Yu and the young master had no affair, they would never believe it. Chapter 90. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Portrait, what portrait? Yao Yu asked curiously. She didn't know that Li Hao could draw, and he even drew a picture for her. This guy dared to draw me in private. He didn't want to live. Li Hao, I can't draw, but the system has a Polaroid camera, hee. Well, you can see it yourself when you go in. The doorman said carefully. Why, we are all at the door, and the owner of the house won't come out for a while. Yao Yu was also a little arrogant, but she still walked in by herself. In the Central Plains martial arts area, wherever she went, every sect and school would worship her as an ancestor, unlike Li Hao. Well, the young master went on a long trip and will be back in a while. The doorman followed behind Yao Yu and answered carefully, not even daring to raise his head. Hey, why did they all stop? The doorman looked up curiously and saw Yao Yu standing at the door of the hall, staring at the portrait in the hall in a daze. Wow, sister, Li Lang is so amazing. This painting is so lifelike, almost like a real person. Lian Xing said, covering her mouth, with a hint of envy in her eyes. This painting is so beautiful, I wonder if Li Lang has painted one for me. The portrait was taken when Li Hao and Yao Yu first met. At that time, Yao Yu flew in the air with her back to the river, like a fairy descending to the earth. If the artistic conception in it were put into the present, it would definitely be hung on the bedside by countless otakus, so that they can solve their problems when they are lonely at night. Did he really paint this? Yao Yu's tone was a little trembling. Since ancient times, talented men have been paired with beautiful women. In addition to martial arts, Yao Yu and Lian Xing have also learned the 4 books and 5 classics, piano, chess, calligraphy and painting since childhood, so they are all real talented women. Well, they were all painted by the young master himself. According to the lady, there are many more in the backyard, but the backyard is a forbidden area and we can't go in. The doorman answered carefully. He knew Yao Yu's bad reputation, and was afraid that she would be unhappy and slap him to death. If he died, he would die, and there was no need to talk about revenge. He was afraid that the young master would come back and dig him out and whip his corpse. Yao, Palace Master Yao Yu, I am right. Hua Yunu also walked out from the backyard at this time. When Yao Yu came to the door, there would naturally be a maid to notify her. With Yao Yu's status, Hua Yunu naturally dared not come out. You all go down. Yao Yu said with the doorman and others, and the tone was almost like she was treating herself as the mistress. Yes, madam. The doorman tentatively replied. Well, go down. Yao Yu did not correct her, but just snorted softly. The doorman was shocked when he saw this, and hurriedly took all the servants out. Damn, it's confirmed, this big evil man Yao Yu must have an affair with the young master. In Xinyang Mansion, no, in the martial arts world, who dares to provoke our Li Mansion, These details were only figured out when she and Yen Nantian fought. It was obvious that she was deceived by Li Hao at that time. Please punish me, Palace Master. It's all my fault. Please don't hold Mr. Li Hao responsible for my many years of service. He really just wanted to save our lives. Hua Yuenu immediately knelt on the ground and begged for mercy. If he saved you to save you and your son, I really can't keep you. Tell me, why did he save you? Yao Yu understood who Li Hao was. If you want to save people without paying any price, you might as well kill him. He asked me to be his woman in the future, otherwise he would not save me. After Hua Yuenu swallowed a pill, her face moved for a while, and then she returned to her previous beautiful appearance. Sure enough, this little thief is not up for nothing. At such a young age, he has such a big appetite. If I don't deal with him, he doesn't know how high the sky is and how deep the earth is. Yao Yu cursed. Sister, how about I go and get him back? Lian Xing saw Hua Yunu after returning to her previous appearance. She was immediately furious. She had lived with him for so long, but he could hold back and not say anything. Humph, no need. With his audacious nature, he will definitely come back. We will just wait here. Yao Yu snorted coldly. Get up, do you want me to slap you and send you to reincarnation? Since Li Hao named you Hua Guzi, you will be called Hua Guzi from now on. Yao Yu turned around and said to Hua Yunu. Thank you, Palace Master, for not killing me. Thank you, Palace Master, for not killing me. Hua Yunu kowtowed to Yao Yu. This time, they really escaped a disaster. Go arrange some accommodation for us. We will live here from now on. The inn is always not as comfortable as this private house. Palace Master, I live in the main house in the backyard. How about I move to the wing room and you live in the main house? Hua Yunu asked carefully. She could see that Yao Yu spared her life not because she had taken care of her for many years, but because of Li Hao. She probably had a secret between her and Li Hao that had to be told. Just knowing is enough. Yao Yu rolled her eyes at her. Did she have to explain such a thing? Just now the concierge said there are many portraits of me in the backyard. Yes, many, all painted by my husband, Li Hao. Hua Yuenu quickly changed her words. Marry and obey your husband. How did you learn the female ring before? Does it say that you can call your husband by his name? This time I spared you for your first offense. Next time you will be punished by the family law. Yao Yu suddenly said coldly. Yes, madam, I will never dare to do it again. Hua Yuenu was so scared that her pretty face turned pale. Yao Yu hadn't even entered the door yet, but she was talking about the family law all the time. Lian Xing watched the interaction between the two throughout the whole process, and suddenly realized it in her heart. No wonder my sister didn't chase Yan Nantian after she severely injured him, but ran back to Xinyang. It seems that she was looking for her lover. But how did they get together? I don't know. Suddenly, Lian Xing felt a pain in her chest.